Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today's video is just a quick look at a sprue that's been around for quite some time now. It's not a specific kit per se, but it does pretty much belong to a specific faction, and that is the Dark Angels Ravenwing upgrade sprue. Now, when GW used to produce the Dark Angels battle box, where you got 6 bikes, a land speeder and an attack bike, they used to include quite a few of these sprues within that kit. I think at least 3, because you would have enough of the Ravenwing antenna poles here to kit every bike out and the attack bike. So that's what they did. Now this is quite old now. Is there a date on it? 2006, so we're looking at what, 16 years old. But it's still a good sprue, it's still a good bit of kit. So just looking at the kit, we have fairings, front fairings for the motorcycles, which have the Dark Angels wings on them and Dark Angels iconography as well. This one's got Dark Angel lens cover on his headlight. We have the parts to make a robed sergeant, so we have the legs here, and then over on this part of the sprue we have the torso, the robed torso. We have a couple of spare torso fronts with Ravenwing iconography on. We have a backpack with some Dark Angels iconography on, not specifically Ravenwing. And then we have some Ravenwing heads here and a robed head as well, if you wanted to put that on your sergeant figure. The other thing that we have is we have some arms. So we have 2 sword arms here, and you can use one of these for your sergeant on a motorcycle, and then one of these can be used to proxy. Back in the day, you used to be able to make Samil in his land speeder, Sable Claw, if I remember rightly. So you used to be able to make him, and one of these would represent, I think it was the Raven's sword that he has. Obviously you could make him either in his land speeder, or you had the Samil on jet bike Corvex. You also have some extra bits here as well to upgrade his land speeder. So we've got this little antenna dish shaped in like the Dark Angels emblem, and obviously we've got a sensor probe for the front of his land speeder. The other thing was that you had a book here that you could put on the front as well, and then the whole sprue also has a wealth of Dark Angels iconography, but keeping in line with the Sable Claw, you could put the twin mounted heavy bolters on, as well as the twin assault cannons, and then also on this sprue you have the option to have a twin searchlight configuration. Now the good thing is that they've included 2 mounting brackets for each of these. So if you wanted to make your land speeders so that they were armed with an assault cannon, you could literally put 1 assault cannon and 1 searchlight on these mounting brackets. These mounting brackets then go underneath of the land speeder. Right, just bear with me a sec. Right, so So we also had, because at the time, I think if I remember rightly, initially when this kit was first released, the parts, there were no plastic parts to make a Landspeeder Typhoon. I think they were metal. So when you bought a Landspeeder Typhoon kit, you got metal missile pods that you glued in. I think this was the first time that plastic missile pod was done. So you had the missile pods themselves, and then the doors that allow it to go in, and then you also had a sighting mechanism for the pilot. The other thing that's included on this kit was parts to upgrade your dreadnought. So you had a pair of leg armors here, one with the Dark Angels emblem, and then one with a kind of like a ribbon that you could, if you wanted to, put the name of the dreadnought on, and then you had a dreadnought front. I'm going to flip this over because we get quite a bit, as I said, of iconography. Now, got a Ravenwing icon here, which you could use to put onto Sable Claw, and we also had all of these extra pieces of Dark Angels iconography that you can put onto your tanks and other vehicles. For the motorcycles themselves, as I said, you had these back banner poles. These replace the antenna that the rather toy-like antenna that you would get with the motorcycle. So these would be put onto the motorcycle. You had some pannier bags, and you had a rear pannier box with a bedroll sort of thing attached. So there was, and still is, a massive amount of extras that you can get from this sprue, even just one sprue on its own. The other thing you get are these Ravenwing small icons, which you can put onto the front fairings or wherever you want to, really, of your motorcycles, or onto your Ravenwing land speeders. So yeah, that was pretty much some of the bits and pieces that were available. So let's have a look, shall we, and see. So this is a Ravenwing bike. So you've got the back pole here, you've got the rear pannier on it. I'll put pannier on one side of this, and then I've used a small Ravenwing icon, and it's got the fairings on. I haven't put the guns on yet. So this is how you would trick out your bike. I've also used it, you know, so for those Dark Angels players that have Ravenwing Outriders, you can use quite a few of the parts. Using the banner pole was fine, no problem. The panniers went on, no problem. I've got one of the Ravenwing icons on the opposite side. So, you know, these, even though perhaps they weren't initially designed to go onto these Primaris kits originally, they work. They are absolutely perfect for these. You know, they are still good. So there is the Ravenwing Outrider. Now, going on to the land speeders. So this one's, I need to start painting this one, but I've added in the extra front piece here that comes with the upgrade sprue, and these are the searchlights. So you can put twin searchlights on, you know, or if you wanted to make it armed with an assault cannon, you can pop a single assault cannon and have a searchlight on it as well. So that's that. Now, Sable Claw. Now, this originally was going to be my Sable Claw, but then when I got the new codex, I realised that they've stopped giving you the option for Belial to be on either Sable Claw or Corvex. He's literally just on his jet bike now. So this one is finished and painted. And as you can see, we've got one of the Dark Angels icons here, Ravenwing icons. I've popped these on as well. We've got the large fluttering purity seals, the twin linked, what would have been twin linked in the day, heavy bolter. We've got the twin linked assault cannon, the book, the Raven sword, which would have been for Samil, and then we've also got this rectangular array, and yeah, I think that was pretty much it. So, you know, there's with plenty going on. Looking at vehicles, some of the bits and pieces that you can use to go on your vehicles. Some of the larger icons can go on the doors, and I've popped just a large icon on the front. Okay, and then when we come to the Dreadnought, so as I said, you have these shin armors, one with a ribbon and one with the Dark Angels icon. You've got the Dark Angels sarcophagus front as well, and I've added in this and the Crux Terminatus or Terminator Honours badge, whatever it is, on the front there. And that's basically all the sort of things that you can do with this upgrade sprue. It's a good bit of kit. If you're Dark Angels, it's worth getting. Even successor chapters, it's, you know, I'd say it's still reasonably worth getting. But yeah, there you go. That is just some of the things that you can do with the sprue, which is that. And I really can't recommend this enough as a bit of kit, as an upgrade sprue. It's fantastic. There's so much potential in this, it's unreal. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Please drop a like and share if you enjoy this video. Please also subscribe if you want to see more. I have just opened up a Ko-fi account, so if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee on Ko-fi, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. All right, take care. Bye bye.